That's tough. This meeting's being recorded, huh? You can't hear me? How could you not hear me? You just said you heard me. I can't hear you. Yavalem. Yavalem. Is this your podcast? You just go, you have me on and you can't talk to me? Is that your podcast? Or worse.
Oh, now talk. I can hear noise now. Say something. Say banana.
All right, chug-a-lug. I'm gonna try this
Oh,
way.
you're good. You're good. I can hear you. Everything's good. Can you not hear me? I can hear you.
Oh, meeting passcode.
I can hear you. Making this very difficult. He leaves. Oh boy. Left, but now we're good. Now we're good to go.
So it's just me and you?
Just me and you. Well, I just got off the phone with Jesse, and I told him that we were doing this, and he was like, "Oh man, that's great. If I didn't have like 5 kids," I'm like, "Yeah, I get it."
Yeah.
All right, so I did the episode yesterday with the Christmas toys, the holiday toys, and dude, Bill was like, "Dude, how are you? Like, what are you doing? Like, how do you think of this shit?" He loved the picture I had of Jeff Bezos in the cowboy hat for the daddy butter.
You said Bezos?
Mm-hmm.
It's Bezos.
What's he gonna do? Take away my Amazon account? Fuck him.
Yeah, right. You're gonna have to wait 5 to 7 business days. You got no Prime, baby.
Right? No fulfillment happening for me.
No fulfillment. No Amazon smile for you, my friend. It's Amazon frown. Amazon
I know. Frowny days are ahead for me during the holidays.
Tell me about it.
Ooh, some of that sweet Colombian nectar. Are you still smoking cigarettes?
No, I quit. No.
Wow, that's good.
You know what happened today? So many things happened today, but one thing
Let's hear it.
happened today. I'm on a different computer, and I'll tell you why. Because I spilled mud water, which is a great coffee, by the way. Mud water.
The 2 Ds.
I believe so. All over my. It does not make for a good. It's great coffee. It's all great organic mushrooms and stuff. Does not make good for a.
So you're now one of these biodynamic coffee drinkers.
I'm a biodynamic coffee drinker. Yeah, and I drink Dunkin'.
That's fine. If I was home, I'd drink Dunkin' too.
I had honeydew this morning, and I thought of you.
I fucking love honeydew.
Yeah,
I love honeydew. They got the best iced coffee.
It's not bad.
I'm a man. You see this?
That's a French press, my friend.
I know.
You're not fucking around with your French press.
No, and I actually am drinking a coffee that a friend got for me called Kicking Horse.
Kicking Horse. Sounds like it's gonna wake you right up.
It does, dude. I had class late last night. Or I was in class late last night doing this project for our final exam and everything, and I didn't get to bed till like 3 a.m. I slept till 2:30 today.
Oh Jesus! A couple more hours, that's qualified as a coma.
Yeah. I was supposed to go to the gym with my girlfriend at like 11, and she's calling me and stuff. And she's like, "Will you wake up, you fat fuck?"
Isn't that nice? That's love.
So yeah, yeah, right. So what else happened? You spilled coffee on your MacBook?
I spilled coffee all over my MacBook.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's not a cheap spill.
That's not a cheap spill. No, that's the funny thing is I was about to put on Devo Freedom of Choice, the record, and then
You spilled coffee on your record player?
well, no, it's good. No, it's good. But I bumped. I basically went like this, and I bumped my mud water all over my laptop.
Oh man. So you spilled coffee and water on it?
No, mud water is coffee.
Mud water. I thought you said my mug of water. I was like an additional spill. Okay.
Like my mother's water. Like I spilled my mother's water.
Yeah. So I brought up to Jesse today. I confronted him about his Canadian accent.
Did he say yeah? Yeah.
He's like, yeah, well, fuck you, dude. He's like, fuck you, Josh. I've been living kids.
Not your buddy. I'm not your guy, friend.
The only time my Boston accent comes out is when I'm watching the Patriots or the Red Sox or talking to you. It's like, okay.
I'm not your friend, guy.
Oh man. Yeah, so I was looking up flights and stuff because I didn't realize how close I was to like Seattle. I mean, I kind of did. I knew it wasn't like far, but I can get a round trip flight up there for $97. So he said, though, he goes, "Why don't you fly into Bellingham and Randy will pick you up. She'll come get you in Bellingham." I'm like, okay.
Do it.
Oh, I think I'm going to go up there. Yeah.
Do it.
Mala Doan just texted me.
Mala, how's she doing? She working at Pine Street?
He just texted me, "What's this?"
Dick pic? You sending your mom dick pics?
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's a dick pic, Mom. It's a dick pic, Mom. Period. WT fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh man, she's the best. Yeah, she's still working for Pine Street. Yep, she's
wonderful. She's wonderful.
30 years there. Yeah. Talking about how's how's Lisa doing? She's still working for Rounder or?
And she works for a headphone company.
A headphone company.
Headphone company. Yeah.
Bose?
Yeah.
Oh my God. She took a screenshot of the Instagram post I just posted, and the caption says, "Spreading my Sweet Lambrusco daddy butter all over the World Wide Web and beyond."
What the hell is this?
It's a promotional post, Mom. What the hell is she doing on Instagram?
Hashtag feet.
It's a promotional post. Yeah, my mother, she's out of her mind. I love her, but she's out of her mind. So she calls me up the other day, and she goes, this is how she opens the phone call. She goes, why'd you get chlamydia? And I'm like, what? And she was like,
why'd you not get chlamydia? Right.
I'm like, who doesn't get chlamydia? So apparently there was a podcast episode like a few months ago where I was talking about how I got chlamydia from the same girl twice. And
so what is chlamydia actually?
It's an STD.
Yeah, I know that. I'm not a dummy, but is it a rash? Is it a
I don't know.
Boil?
It's something that you get. I guess like it's not. It's the. I mean, if you were gonna get an STD, like that's the one you cross your fingers for.
I mean, I feel like you. Is that what you cross your fingers for? Is chlamydia?
Well, I mean, if I'm gonna get any of the STDs, it's the least pernicious.
Gonorrhea sounds bad.
Gonorrhea does sound bad, and I can't even spell it, so I don't want it.
Sounds like a country.
Yeah, I know, right?
Gonorrhea sounds like
great croissants.
I went to gonorrhea and I got gonorrhea.
I went to gonorrhea. You went to gonorrhea? Yeah, it's outside of Belarus.
It's right near Lake Titicaca.
Yeah, it's got to be like bordering like Romania, Serbia. It's got to be like up in that area, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so my mother just texted me now. She just said Lambrusco daddy butter.
It's funny that you can talk to your mom like that.
Yeah, so that's how she starts phone calls and stuff, and then she tells me that she wants to fly out here. She tries to come out here like once a year, and I'm like, well, Mom, I'm like, you can come out here now, but like, you'd have to fly into LAX. See, I'm not flying into that fucking airport.
It's not that bad. It is kind of like you got to be there and get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Get out. It's not a place to hang out. It's get in, get out.
You know what's great about LAX during COVID? I had to drive a friend of mine and his girlfriend to LAX because they were going to Chicago because one of her friends died. It was like right in the middle of COVID.
From COVID?
I drove there on the highway, got there in 20 minutes, strolled right up to the gate, no fucking waiting around at all. I was able to get out of the car, help them with their luggage, hug them goodbye, and still have time left over.
The 405.
Correct.
It's no joke.
From Long Beach to LAX, 20 minutes.
You don't joke with that.
It was dead.
You've got a lot of Kanye stuff in your background there.
I love him.
I do love Kanye.
Don't
tread on Ye.
Like
He
that?
looks like Tiger Woods with that hat.
Don't tread on ye. I know, right?
I love it.
He's out of his mind, Tiger Woods. That guy is like getting drunk, like driving into stuff, flipping over his like Hyundai Elantra or whatever the fuck he was driving.
I don't know if he was driving a Hyundai Elantra. I think he can re-up for at least the Sonata. I mean, the Elantra is like the sedan, the mini sedan. The Sonata is like.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't
high end. We're talking high end.
It wasn't an Elantra, but whatever it was, he was driving like a compact like 4-door car. It could have been like a Dodge Stratus. I don't know.
He's driving a Gulf.
Yeah.
Well, what is that? What is that car? The the one.
Teal Prism.
Oh, that's a great car. Do you think it was an electric car?
I don't know. I mean, I currently like I'm carless, but I was driving a Prius and I loved it.
You and Larry David.
Yeah.
Both social assassins.
Have you seen? Did you see the latest episode?
I saw the two before it. No.
You got to watch the new one.
No.
It might be the best episode of the entire series.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's great, dude. He like makes friends with a Klan member. It's fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
It's very good.
I noticed I used the middle technique the other day when I was at a restaurant, and there was no one who was middling correctly. So I asked the person to move so the other person could properly middle.
Did you pull it off?
The person was a great middler. Middled good.
Yeah, that's usually where people want my girlfriend and I in the middle because
yeah, you gotta middle.
Yeah.
A bad middler is that's not
you
good.
You know what I had to correct though, and this was something that actually was very hard to bring up to my girlfriend was she's a same sider.
Oh,
we'll go into a restaurant and she'll sit next to me, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" She said,
I did that the other day. I did that like once.
Yeah, I'm like, look, this isn't gonna work.
I used to know when I was at Bertucci's, there was same siders, and I didn't understand the appeal.
Bertucci's, the restaurant, the pizza place.
The pizza place. Do they have one over there in LA? No. Anyway, when I was living in,
I remember Bertucci's, the one in Mansfield, over where our Sweet and Craft.
I never worked at that one. I worked at the one in Cambridge.
Oh, you worked at Bertucci? Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you and Kate Harrington. She worked there too.
Kate Harrington.
Remember her, the goth girl with the huge jugs?
Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah. What happened to her?
She was great. I don't know. Who knows?
But I went to chlamydia, detracted gonorrhea.
You went to gonorrhea and got chlamydia.
Yeah.
I'm
drinking the water.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Kate Harrington. I don't know what happened to a lot of people. I do.
You like to use people's names on your podcast. I like just throw them out.
I like the name drop. Yeah, because no one knows who the fuck I'm talking about.
Name drop.
Yeah. Here's another one, Johnny Shaloya.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Last time I came home, I hung out with him for like 2 straight days.
Yeah.
I've not heard from him since. Stop calling, stop texting. It's been like 2 years, dude. He's probably dead.
I don't think he's dead, but maybe he just doesn't like you.
I've considered that, but he does like me.
Well, yeah, probably. I mean, you're a fine wine. You're a Lambrusco. You know, you're a Lambrusco.
Well, I mean, that's not really a fine wine, but it's a socially acceptable wine.
I was looking up your podcast trying to find it, and a lot of Lambrusco websites came up about fine wines.
Oh, it's zombieeaterspodcast.org.
You heard them, folks. Zombieeaterspodcast.org.
Yeah. Because I made the domain when I was still doing the Zombie Eaters podcast with Zach, and like to buy another domain, I was like, fuck it. So I decided to do Zombie Eaters Podcast Presents. So that's like the big one, and that's the umbrella production company.
Yep,
and then I have this podcast, and then I have the other podcast that I do with Mitch Buchanan.
So you're a podcast. This is an empire you're building.
It's an empire.
Building an empire. You start with first you get the podcast, then you get
I need this
listeners, then you get the women.
I need people to to flock to me. You know, I need the listeners to want more.
You want people to flock to you.
Yes. I want them to be my sheep.
And I will tend to them.
I probably won't tend to them. That's too much work, but
no. I want to go and get a flock of sheep.
All right, why don't you go home and jerk off in a wet rag, Bo Peep?
You're the fucking shepherd.
Man, the reason here's even why I started doing a podcast. If you want a little bit of a backstory. So I had this project I had to do last 2 semesters ago. And my professor wanted us to remediate something. It was like an extra credit thing. She's like, if you guys want 30 points extra credit, one of the essays you've turned in this year, one of the expository essays, you can turn it into a different medium. So I was like, okay, I'll turn it into a podcast. So I went out, I bought the microphone, and I got the streaming webcam. And I went all out in this fucking thing. And I did it, and I turned it in, and she was like, this is really, really good. She's like, you did a really good job. She's like, have you ever considered doing a podcast? And I'm like, no, not until a week ago, for this project. And so this kid Zach I used to work with, he moved back home, but I was like, hey man, do you want to do a podcast with me? And he was like, well, I'm not really as funny as you moment to moment. I'm like, yeah, but you don't have to be. That's the beauty of it. We'll feed off each other. And he was like, all right, let's do it. And it surprisingly worked out extremely well. And so, yeah, I kind of just ran with it. And that's it. That's kind of the song that was playing in my head. I thought of a great intro song for the podcast too. I'm Dancing in the Show Tonight by Ween.
Not bad. You might be able to talk to Gene and Dean and actually get that cleared.
I could just, all you need to do is grow your hair out a little bit, and you could sit in as Dean Ween.
No, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't look the best, really.
You're a handsome bastard. You've always been a handsome bastard.
Handsome.
You're like a less pervy, version of because you kind of look like Dean Ween, and you kind of look like the other dude there, the one that was banging Brittany Murphy. What's his name? Ashton Kutcher.
Oh, Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah. Who was the one you just said?
I said Sean Coleman, but I'm pretty sure that's a woman.
Who's Sean Coleman? She's a female singer-songwriter.
Yeah, Sean Coleman. She sings the horses song, I believe.
Ugh. Yeah, I don't.
Fact check that.
I'm not gonna fact check it. I don't want it on my search history. I'm getting, dude. My girlfriend watches one lesbian documentary on Netflix, and I'm flooded with all these LGBT recommendations and stuff. I was like, what the fuck? Look what you created. You created a homo rainbow. It's
jump in. All of a sudden, I was watching. I was listening to Toucher and Rich today, and on the Sports Hub.
You listen to them out there? Oh yeah.
They're Boston.
Yeah, right.
And they were doing a bit where they the Laura Ingraham show was This is great. I'm regurgitating a bit. That was a bit.
Okay.
That was a bit. So this is great. This is really good TV. And this is radio. So anyway, they called the movie You a Lifetime miniseries, which is kind of Lifetime, I
I
guess.
don't know what movie that is.
It's a movie. It's a show about. It's from a book about this guy who's like totally super serial killer, stalker for this one girl.
Oh yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yeah, but they call it a Lifetime miniseries.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
That was really it.
Oh, okay.
There wasn't much to it. I'm just saying, like, you could watch You. It's not an LGBTQ per se, but you could watch it.
Yeah, I really watch. I had Hulu forever because Seinfeld was on there, and then once they
It's on Netflix now. You don't
I canceled my Hulu account and went over to Netflix, and that's literally the only thing I've watched on Netflix. Well, that in the Michael Jordan thing. That's it.
What was the Michael B. Jordan thing?
It's that documentary, that like 10-part documentary about like.
Oh, Michael Jordan, not Michael B. Jordan. Michael Jordan.
Yes, not Michael B. Jordan, not the
Michael
Black Panther.
Jordan. Yeah. No, but what you were saying is, did you see the Detroit Pistons? Indiana.
Yeah, the melee at the Palace.
Yeah. That was quite good.
That was good. I did watch that too. But yeah, if you go at any given moment, you go into my room, I'm either listening to like Ween or Kanye or watching Seinfeld. And that's like
Ween, Kanye,
Seinfeld,
or
Celtics.
You're watching the Celtics. They are not doing good this year. They're like,
yes, they are. They're playing better.
They're 8-8.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna watch the game tonight, but I'm gonna watch it later. I'm gonna watch the replay.
You got a 50-50 chance of them winning.
I'll take those odds. Well, what's Jaylen Brown comes? But dude, Jaylen Brown's the best.
I mean,
he's the best.
Yeah, he's great.
He's great.
I mean, I honestly think that the Boston Celtics are a great team. I think that
great team, great franchise.
Oh, lovely franchise, great franchise. They need a rehaul. They need to shake things up a little bit and get some star power in there besides.
They got Tatum and Brown. Then they got that.
You get a lot for Tatum. I'm just saying, a lot for Tatum.
They got that big nig in the middle.
Did you say that? You can't say that.
I can say whatever I want to my podcast.
You can't
they got that gigantic black man in the middle. Robert Williams.
I can't believe you just said that.
That's what he is. He's a giant. What would you do if you saw Shaq? That is a gigantic black man.
I believe you used the. Let's move on, but I'm pretty sure you used.
I was just doing a scat. You can say things when you scat. Stick it up, niggity no, dick, quick wop. I'm just scatting.
Okay, you were scatting.
Yeah.
I think you were. Anyway,
that was what
you used. I can't even say half of that word. I can't even say that word.
You can't even say half of the shortened word.
I can say half of that shortened word.
Well, they got Robert Williams in the middle, and then they brought back Horford, which
Time Lord,
huge.
Horford, yeah.
Bringing Horford back was huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, actually, I'm actually like using my school account for this Zoom thing, so I should probably edit that later.
Probably should take out that part.
Yeah, but I got Kanye.
I know, and that's great. And we already talked about Kanye. He's great.
Is that a little ceramic jack-o'-lantern?
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah, that is ceramic jack-o'-lantern.
Cool. I know one thing I've always loved about you too, Jay, is that you've always surrounded yourself with really good books and music and stuff, and that's something that I've always like admired about you, because like I'll read a book, I'll read it, and I'll get done with it and I'll just be like, and like even if I really like it. But it seems like you've always who's that writer you stirred me? Oh, you stirred me in the direction of Bukowski.
Oh,
you introduced me to Bukowski too.
You know who you would love? Chuck Palahniuk. Yeah,
I've read some Palahniuk. Right now I'm reading Camus. I'm reading
reading Camus.
I'm reading. I just finished reading the play. Yeah, I'm about this. Well, I'm reading The Fall right now. I'll probably read The Stranger after. But
you are an enigma wrapped in a conundrum, wrapped in a burrito.
You know, Bill Burr said it best. It's like whenever I'm talking to my friends about living in California, they're like, "Oh, what do you do up there? There's no like pizza or like pond hockey." I'm like, "Dude, eat a burrito and go on a fucking hike." It's like you're in California. You can do it 365 days a year.
Yeah, no, it's great. You know, but honestly, the fact that you read is a complex situation. I'm not saying I just
you basically everything you said since we started like trying to podcast together. That statement alone makes me think that like you think I'm funny and creative, but I'm fucking stupid.
You are funny and creative.
I love to read. And the fact that I'm reading,
I love reading too.
The fact that I'm reading while I'm a student is even more impressive because I do so much reading for school. You think I wouldn't even want to do reading?
You know what's really great is you're actually applying yourself. You know, that's great.
So. Now I got my HomePod here, and I might have to start throwing some music at you too. I
noticed you have a mic. I have a mic too. I could set up and we could have a killer podcast.
I do. I actually have two mics. I got two condenser mics.
Should we take a break? I come back with a killer podcast.
Yeah, because I gotta pee. So let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. I'm gonna pause to resume, and we're back. We're back, Jack. So the first portion that we did, that was just a little warm up. Did you just say something? Because I couldn't hear you. This is Polyferm's Go Juice.
It's Josh Jones.
Don't do that, Darth Vader.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
What kind of microphone do you have?
This is a plug and play from. This is from Blue
That's
Rhino.
That's what I have. I got a Blue Snowball Ice.
Oh, we should be friends. That's great.
We'll get back to you on that.
Yeah. Pen pals.
All right, pen pals. Yeah, we'll be friends. We'll be friends from afar.
Yeah, that's fine. That works for me.
Yeah, I often say like you are great. You know where you are, Josh. You're great where you are. I love it.
Right.
Just don't go to my house, okay?
It's not the first time I've heard that. People are like, you know, man, you're a great guy. Love talking to you. From California.
from California.
Yeah.
California.
So, Jay,
that's nothing to get like.
Stop speaking right into the microphone like that. You got to give yourself a.
Is it really loud? Is it really?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. When you're when you're deep throating it and talking, yes, it is.
I could do an ASMR video.
Yeah, you can do an ASRM. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh man! All right, let's get into this. Let's let the human in.
So, give people a little background. Jay is the host of the Oddball podcast.
Well, it's actually called the Oddball Show, but yeah,
Oddball Show out of Massachusetts, and I am one half of the host of the Too Sweet Lambruscos out of California, and we're gonna, merge. We're gonna do a cloning.
Yeah.
Of the two shows, and we're going to talk about some good stuff. So, Jay, why don't you first start off by telling us about, again, like I haven't been able to put up the episode we did with BJ a couple weeks ago. So why don't we, you tell us about your nonprofit?
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, I have a nonprofit. It's called the Oddball Foundation. It's a 501c3 mental health nonprofit for creative advocacy through art. On the Oddball Show, I interview advocates poets, musicians. We talk about what they are, what, you know, they perform some poetry or music or whatever, and then we talk about what their passion is. So there's that advocacy. And also very, you know, I have a platform with Oddball Magazine, so I use that for social justice, you know, and also I'm very passionate about environmental action. So that's the Oddball Foundation. We're trying to make a difference through creative advocacy.
That's awesome. And that's great that you're doing that, given, you know, like your own history and everything, and how you've been able to, like, I guess, persevere to help others.
You know,
and create that community, that safe space for people that you know, that are struggling. So I think that's amazing, Jason.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. And honestly, I definitely think that that there's work to do, you know, and there's still a lot to lessen stigma around mental health. And you know, the environment's in shambles, and every day I feel like there's some sort of social justice issue that needs attending to. So I like the fact that I created a nonprofit, and we are still, you know, we are looking for volunteers to help out with some of the aspects of the nonprofit. So if you're interested, reach out to us on Instagram at Oddball Magazine, at Oddball Magazine.
Okay, great. Yeah, I also agree with you on everything you just said, especially the environment. And I'm sure people know about this. I'm not sure if it was just like a local news thing, but there was just a really bad oil spill right down the street from where I live in the Pacific Ocean, and they needed volunteers to go down there. And so I went down there, and they gave me like this hazmat suit. You know, I looked.
Oh
like,
shit! Really?
Yeah, I was like in Back to the Future when.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I went down there, and they were like, so like, what's your background? Like, how can we best utilize you to help here? And I was like, well, I'm studying environmental policy in school. Like, oh, can you read pH levels of water? I'm like, yeah. So for like 6 hours, they had me just getting samples and testing like the cleanliness and pH of the water to see, like, you know, what wildlife could survive, and like what like, you know, the biggest needs were. And I had these people coming up to me, like asking me all these questions, like just like random people, and I'm like, can you guys fuck off and let me do my job? I'm like, I don't have to answer your questions. Like, I'm trying to like do God's work here. Will you just let me?
Are you sure? Are you sure you're from Los Angeles, Josh? You have a happy Boston accent. Fuck it, this dirty water. This dirty water's not gonna fix itself.
Yeah, I'm like, we swim in this water back home. Come on.
This water's filthy. Next water.
It's been really it really devastated the ecosystem out here for a while. It was like, it took like, I mean, it's not completely contained yet, but like it was bad for a while. Like there was a lot of endangered species that were dying, and yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, no, it usually sucks when endangered species die. And I think that part of the idea is to raise awareness about the ocean specifically, and how important it is, that ecosystem, and clean up. You know, I like the idea of cleanups and beach cleanups and stuff, and
Yeah.
I like that idea. So park cleanups as well, but
you know what's shifty though about the beach cleanups out here is that, like, when they have them and people volunteer, they also have like prisoners on work furloughs doing it.
Is that right?
Like, yeah. So you're like, you know, walking down the beach with your stick in your bag, like next to some guy that's like convicted of like a triple fucking like homicide.
And you're like, are you also trying to show up for the environment?
Yeah. I'm like, hey man, you come down here and swim often? He's like, I'll fucking kill you. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I'll just go
mind my own business.
I'll just go back to testing the filthy water.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, but like, you know, a lot of people, that's the thing about California, is that a lot of people are you know, they are proactive like that. And
I love
it's always a huge turnout, especially, you more in LA County, in Orange County than here in LA County, but because people are snooty, you know, they want their beaches to be clean, but like they won't let, like they'll protest if there's a beach cleanup and there's anybody that's like on a work furlough. They'll be like, no, we don't want them on our beach. It's like, what are they gonna do? Murder the sand? It's like, come on.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a stigma attached to that as well, because they think that these people are gonna like ruin their beach. It's like, dude, they're picking up the water, picking up the trash that you fuckers left here, you know, in shackles with a guard with a double-barrel shotgun 3 feet behind him. Like, he's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
You know? So,
it's yeah. That's true. You know, one of the things that I really one of the environmental nonprofits that I really like is the Surfrider Foundation. They're doing
familiar with that one.
Really, Surfrider Foundation is huge in California, huge in they have a Massachusetts chapter as well, but they start out in California. Incredible organization, does so much environmental policy. Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to get them on my podcast on the Oddball show, and wasn't able to get anyone. Honestly, I think in my head I plateaued after Slug from Atmosphere. I was like, who can I get after this? Like the big guest.
Got me.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but this is like a thing. This is just me and you talking. You know, this is.
I bet that I could get those surf rider guys.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm an environmental policy major. I'd be like, hey, you're going to be talking and you're going to reach a lot of people.
Yeah.
And if they say no, then I'll be like, all right, well, fuck you guys. You guys are just freaking couch surfers on freaking surfboards.
Well, the point is, you know, the podcast is a form of advocacy. So you can start saying as much stuff or as less stuff as you want about things. And, you know, if you get the right people on your podcast, like I had Will Hall on my podcast and he talked about harm reduction of coming off of psychiatric medications, and I'm all in about that. So,
I don't know who that is.
He's another advocate, psychiatric psych ward survivor, a major figure in the mental health movement, and he wrote a book.
You should talk to my mom.
All right.
She'd be great. She's been working in that field for 30 years.
Well, what did I talk to Martha about? I mean, I could talk to her, you know. I mean,
Masha.
Mala.
Mala.
I mean, Martha, Mala, Masha. Masha. Mala.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I apologize, Mala. I apologize.
That's all right. She won't listen to this.
I mean, honestly, I don't know. I feel that way about the Oddball show. I put out really good content and stuff, and I interview really good people, but I don't know if anyone friggin' listens or not. And we've been doing it for a while too. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I just got started with mine. So I mean, I'm still working on the website. I'm still working on I mean, the toughest thing though sometimes is that like I'll do like 3 episodes a week, I'll do like 2 Sweet Lambruscos, and then I'll do like this other podcast with my buddy Mitch, and then I'll do this other podcast, and it's like coming up with that much material in such a short period of time.
But all you got to do is talk. You're a wealth of information. You know,
it all ends up working out. You know, like last night we talked about how the theme of the show was like from San Diego to Utah to Sin City, but Sin City wasn't Las Vegas, it was Cincinnati. Okay. And I talked about how I almost got tricked into moving to Cincinnati because the girl kept calling it Sin City. And
thought that'd be the place for you, right? You know?
Yeah, right.
Oh, I'd love to go. Where can I go to the Mirage? Well, the Mirage is there.
Right.
Mirage. It's Cincinnati. There's your Mirage.
There's no slot machines here, but there's sluts, you know.
There's slot
slot machines, yeah. And then I talked about how I got tricked into watching Pitch Perfect because the girl told me it was a baseball movie.
Terrible movie.
Yeah, it was awful.
I mean, Anna Kendrick, great, but the singing, you know.
I don't even know. Was Anna Kendrick, is that the girl in the movie?
Oh yeah, she's fantastic, beautiful. But the thing is, singing, like, I don't know. I could try and sing. I could.
I hate the sound of the human voice in song.
You know,
if it's just like
the whole Simpsons season, this whole season, It's musicals, I believe.
Yeah, I know.
I was told.
Yeah. I actually on Halloween, on the day before Halloween and Halloween itself, my girlfriend and I watched like 14 of the House of Horrors.
Oh yeah, they're good.
Yeah, it was great, dude. It was great.
They're good.
And then a lot of people like like younger than us don't appreciate The Simpsons, and it's weird to me.
You know what? They have a Family Guy itis. They start with Family Guy. Yeah, yeah.
The Simpsons and South Park are easily like 1 and 2.
Well, honestly, I mean, The Simpsons
is always going to be here.
Yeah, but South Park, they're cutting political satires. Unreal.
Yeah, they've been doing the best social commentary for like 20 years straight.
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah. Yep, they're great. Like that episode they did about the drones was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know? It's like so good. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, and last night, another South Park reference. Since I was talking about San Diego, the opening song was Jacking It in San Diego. That was how I opened up the show. Yeah.
Jacking it. Yeah.
That's so good, dude.
Yeah. It's
so
quality
good.
stuff. It's quality.
Yeah, it is quality. And people like they I'm not saying that they don't get enough credit because they do, but yeah, there's the people nowadays that just like, oh, I don't like South Park or The Simpsons. It's just like, dude. Like,
oh no, the worst is when they like say they like the South Park and they're like, I killed Kenny. It's like, no, man, that's like season 4.
Right.
You know, like you don't know what we're talking about. I mean, they go deep with South Park. So
I ran into a guy the other day at an AA meeting actually, and he was talking to me afterwards, and he was like, "Oh, dude," he's like, "check out my new screensaver. Isn't this the coolest thing ever?" And it was like the cornholio thing of like Beavis and Butthead, and I'm like,
oh,
no.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, this is like a 45-year-old man, like.
Yeah.
But that was like short of full mouth of teeth, and I'm just like, I don't know. That's not cool, dude. Like,
I often
grow up.
think about what has happened to this world.
It's just that pop culture.
Pop culture has exploded in our face.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day when you were like, you had to hunt for a CD, and it was like,
oh my god. Dude, Bill was just talking about that like a month ago. How like like you'd hear something and you'd have to like go through your CDs to like find out like how, like where the sample came from. Like with the Beastie Boys, with they sampled Eugene McDaniels, and I heard that and I was like, holy shit, that's Eugene McDaniels. But back in the day, it wasn't as easily accessible for me to like find that. You know, so he said he used to love doing that. He'd go to like, you know, well, I'm going to use an East Coast reference here, but he'd go to like Good Vibrations or something. You have to like find the CD and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just,
if you were using
that's so true.
You should have said Newberry Comics. I don't know what you're talking about. Good Vibrations.
Yeah, you're right.
Newberry Comics. What are you talking about?
I should have said Newberry Comics. You're right.
Should absolutely. You were trying to be too cool. You're being.
I was. I got carried away in my need to be cool.
You were being coconuts and strawberries.
I was coconuts.
Good Vibrations. You know. You were being FYE, and we're all.
Or I should have went Daddy's Junkie Music, but instead I said the Guitar World. You know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I went to Daddy's Junkie Music and got the guitar, but I went to Building 19 to get the strap.
Then I went to Spags and got a 10-barrel hat.
God, I remember like that strip of Route 1 with Newberry Comics and Daddy's Junkie Music and Building 19.
Love it.
And because I worked at that Honey Baked Ham.
You worked at Honey Baked Ham?
Yeah, I did. I worked there for like a year and a half. Yeah.
It was right next to a liquor store. I don't know if that's partial to the story, but it was like right next.
And I was working full time at Sharon Country Club, and I'm like,
oh my god! Did you once take the carts out and just go ham on those carts?
Yeah, and we crashed. Remember?
I went head over. I think I went over the handlebars or whatever.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy. That was the best job ever, dude. Like everyone would go home, and I would just have like the key to everything. And,
okay, you know what's funny? I actually worked at the Walpole Country Club, but I pulled my back out raking the sand.
Really?
Yeah. And I couldn't mow the lawn. I couldn't mow the lawn right. I did not. I was not very good at mowing.
I didn't do any of that. You were like maintenance. I worked in the pro shop.
Well, yeah, it's because people liked you. I couldn't even talk to people back then.
Wasn't it me, you, and John Shaloyer and his dad that went out golfing that day?
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, I think that was you with us. Yeah, the four of us went out after I got done working one day.
And John Shaloyer's dad was there?
Yeah.
Rest in peace, John Shaloyer's dad. He was a great guy.
Yeah. He was a great guy. He was one of the best. One of the best.
But to your point,
go ahead.
But to your point, actually, let's finish your John Shaloy Senior moment. He was a great guy. So
yeah, he was a great guy. He used to always invite us over and stuff, and have cookouts, and when we go clamming, he come back, we make the chowder and everything.
He was incredible.
Hell of a guy. Yep.
Yeah. So back in the day, you had to hunt for a CD, and if you found it, that's great. But I'm not trying to say I'm a cranky old man, but Spotify, I don't know what the hell half the music is on that, man. I don't know. I feel like I think I know stuff. I think Churches is a band. I think with a V.
Oh, stupid.
Not everything can be Stone Temple Pilots.
I love SDP.
Yeah, no, they're great. They're great.
Old SDP. Scott Weiland was one of the best.
But the name,
I like it.
I guess.
Yeah. You know who I don't like, and I'm actually so glad the dude killed himself, was Linkin Park.
Oh, that's tough. Oh, that's a horrible thing to say about somebody.
I'm glad that Chris Cornell killed himself too.
That's also terrible. That's a lot of trauma there. That's what that was about, was trauma.
I think that they both realized how much they sucked, and they did the world a favor by ridding themselves.
Wow. That's a hot take, and I will not go along with that hot take. Not a good hot take.
Linkin Park sucked.
No, they're not that bad. I had the album. I had the first CD, and we liked it together.
No, we did not.
I listened to it.
I never listened to it.
Shut up when I'm talking to you! Shut up!
Yeah, then bang, gunshot, dead, gone, good, see ya.
That's bad. Why would you do that, Josh?
Why would they make all that bad music?
Dude, okay, anyway. Agree to disagree.
Yeah. No.
But the point is, I don't know any new music.
I'll disagree to disagree.
You disagree to disagree to disagree. Yes, yeah. That means you partially agree.
I hate Linkin Park.
They're not that bad.
No, they're not that bad. They're very bad.
They're not that bad.
Very bad.
They're pretty good, actually. And that goes from someone who hated Linkin Park.
I think that,
they're very talented, actually.
As far as music goes, what I'm really digging right now is Idols and Gogol Bordello.
Gogol Bordello.
Yeah.
Gypsy punk
rock. Yep.
No, I mean, that's their album, Gypsy Punk.
Yeah, that's one of them, but they're great.
I mean, they're good. They're pretty cool. I'd go see them in concert. That'd be pretty cool.
I saw them in concert at the Wiltern.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I saw Ween last Saturday.
You saw Ween last Saturday?
Yeah.
How was that?
The Wiltern. Incredible.
They're great.
They're great. They're fucking great, dude. And
I wanted to get Gene Ween on my podcast, but he doesn't want to talk to me. He's doing stuff.
Yeah. He got sober. He cleaned up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great live. That's the third time I've seen them. I saw them on the second stage at Great Woods one year.
Gene can play guitar, man. Are we talking Gene or Dean?
Dean's a guitar player.
Dean's a great guitar player. He can thrash.
He is.
Yeah.
So I saw them at the Wilton, and the thing is that my buddy called me up, and he was like, "Hey man, you like Ween, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I like them a lot." I'm like, "Why?" and he was like, "Well, dude," he's like, "My buddy had tickets, but he can't use them. He ended up getting COVID, so he's like, he just gave them to me. Do you want to go?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, yep."
It's great. I've been to 5 concerts during COVID. No one's there.
Yeah, didn't even have to pay for them.
No one's there, Josh.
Yeah.
No one's there. I saw bands that I would normally I'd have to kill for to go see them.
Who'd you see?
I saw I mean, I didn't have to kill for these. I mean, it was COVID. So I saw Bright Eyes' only show from the Northeast.
COVID
Then-
did the killing for you.
I saw, yeah, COVID did the killing for me. I saw Bright Eyes at the Palladium. And then, yeah, and then I saw Modest Mouse at the Bank Harbor Lights, which used to be
that venue.
the pavilion. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then I saw Violent Femmes and Flog and Molly.
Wow.
Which was awesome. They played together with Me First and the Mini Gimme Gimmes. I saw
unbelievable.
Yeah. I saw Grateful Dead. Oh my God, incredible. And then I saw Pennywise and NoFX.
Oh, dude, I know the bass
and Mighty Bosstones.
I know. Huh? I used to drink with the bass player from Pennywise, Ray Bradbury. I used to hang out with him all the time.
Ray Bradbury, yeah.
Yeah, they're right there. They live right up the street from here.
Yeah. Do you live near Bacon? Yeah.
Yeah, I live near a bunch of people. But I ran into him at this little bar called Kid's Place in Huntington Beach, and he's like sitting at the bar drinking, and he was talking to the bartender, and I was like, "Hey, man," he's like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like, "You're in Pennywise, aren't you?" He goes, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Oh, right on, dude." And I was like, "Can I buy you a drink?" He goes, "I'll buy you a drink," and I'm like, "Even better."
You got someone from Pennywise to buy you a drink?
Buy me a drink, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I hung out with them for like an hour that night, and then that was it. But
then they were like, "Too much of you. One place."
Well, no, I just never ran into him again. We left on good terms.
That's good. Yeah.
But I don't drink anymore. So I don't go to bars anymore.
You don't run into anybody, right? I mean, who's gonna run into? I mean, you don't run into people when you're not drinking or smoking cigarettes,
right?
No, I used to be the belle of the ball when I would smoke cigarettes. You go outside and you're the weird guy until you have the American spirits. Then all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, smoking is a social device.
It's a social device. It's like, hey, we're all killing ourselves together. Let's do it, and talk and like stay outside in the freezing cold of Boston, and I
know, right? Well, out here it's different because if you think about it, when if you're a smoker, you're smoking a cigarette. You're in a rush. There's nothing that's really like. It's not a social lubricant the way that like a cigar is.
How's a cigar a social lubricant?
Look, a cigar takes time. A cigar is someone that's in no rush.
A cigar is like you're playing poker or you're trying to annoy someone.
But you're smoking it and you just like,
Well, a cigarette's a one and done. It's just you're smoking it done.
You got nowhere to be. You're not anxious. You're not agitated. The cigarette's is very a cigar, you're chilling. You're someone that can give good advice.
You think someone with a cigar can give good advice?
I think that it says more about someone's advice than a cigarette.
Depending on what they're smoking, right?
Yeah,
right.
But a guy smoking a cigarette, it's just.
So what if someone's smoking a Philly Sweet versus a Coronado? I'm
talking about like a good cigar,
like a Coronado,
like a nice plume.
It has a nice plume of smoke.
Yeah. It's a well put together individual. No rush.
He's probably heavy set. He's probably heavy.
Yeah. Heavy set guy, maybe a glass of cognac, just enjoying life.
It looks like you just enjoying life.
Yeah, enjoying life.
Just enjoying life,
Just twiddling the fibers,
Twiddling the fibers. Yeah. When I think of a guy with a cigar, I think of that mustache, a big fat cat with a mustache. Because
you're talking like the back in the day mustache.
This is like 1923, right?
Yeah, the Raleigh fingers. Well, more. I'm talking more present day, but I always feel like if someone has a cigar, they're not in any rush. That's what I see when I see a cigar. I see someone with a cigarette. They're anxious. That they probably hate their kids. They're probably working like as a prep cook.
Accurate.
Accurate. Yeah.
They're out there throwing the trash out, smoking a cigarette. That was me.
Right. They're like at like Old Town Buffet or something.
Oh my God.
Or the Ponderosa.
Oh man.
So I heard that Sweet and Crafty closed.
Yeah, can you believe it? A long time ago.
I used to go to that place.
What the hell is it now? It's It's not an ice cream place. I don't know
Yeah,
what.
the- I used to go to Sweet and Crafty and get a couple scoops. Then I go down to Fulton Pond and feed the ducks.
Yeah, man. The Fulton Pond's still there. Just can't go to
The
Sweet
mallards.
first.
The mallards.
The mallards. Yeah. Yeah.
Feed the mallards, yeah. And
You
I
could
remember
feed mallards. Yeah.
there were apartments right there. Like on the corner behind that church. And there was a girl that lived there. Her name was Trisha Madsen, I think her last name was. And she had moved there with her parents. And I was probably like 18 or 19. And I met her at the Sweet and Crafty. And her family was really cool. And I used to hang out with her a little bit. And then she moved off to college, and that was it. She was gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
A touching story.
tragic.
Tragic, yeah.
You ever wonder what would have happened if you just, got one more, if there was one more duck and one more ice cream cone at Sweet and Crafty? What
I
could
could
have
have closed the deal with her.
Maybe it'd be Mrs. Doan right there, sitting next to you, podcasting with the Don't Tread on Yay. Maybe she's making cookies upstairs.
Well, then I ended up dating Crystal Ray, and then her and her brother had that place because her mom died, and they had inherited all that money, and she developed like a really bad coke habit.
I have a feeling the audio is gonna be terrible on this podcast. On
Why?
my part, I
told you not to speak so close to the microphone.
No, I move away from the mic. I move up to it. I move,
There's this much space between my mic and me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I even move it back. See, I pick it up and move it over.
You got a nice mic. That's the mic that Vermin Supreme had when I interviewed him.
That who had?
Vermin Supreme.
Berman?
Vermin Supreme. Yeah, you don't know him?
That sounds like a horrible name.
No, he was a Unitarian candidate.
Sounds like a disgusting.
Wait. Unitarian. That is not the word. Unitarian.
Libertarian.
Libertarian
Yeah.
candidate. Yeah.
Yeah.
He ran for president.
That's my political party.
Well, you should know him then.
What about freaking Beto O'Rourke? That's the man.
Yeah. Think he's gonna make shit
Beto.
happen?
No, but you know who is though? Pete Buttigieg.
Pete Buttigieg.
Brad Stevens' doppelganger. Oh man. So we got about 13 minutes left.
What do you have? How do you know you have 13 minutes left?
Because I have to, it's in the kitchen. I have to I got something I got a place I gotta get ready to go. I gotta be somewhere at 8.
Oh, so you just podcast till you have something to do.
Well, I have something to do. I've had something to do.
You're that guy. You're that guy who podcasts.
No, I gotta go see a romantic comedy with my girlfriend.
Which one is it?
I don't fucking know. She texted me the name of it. It sounds gayer than a tree full of parakeets, but
I haven't heard that in a while.
What's it called? Eternals, I think.
I don't think that's a romantic comedy. That's a superhero movie.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a superhero movie.
Oh, I don't know.
Jump in. It's a DC movie.
Eternals sounds like a romantic comedy.
It does.
You know? Oh, I want to go see Clifford.
You want to see Clifford, huh?
Yeah. A host of Gucci.
So what kind of like relevance would you get out of seeing Clifford?
I wouldn't have to think about it, and it'd probably be easier to convince her to give me a hand job during it.
I don't know about that second part, especially because it's a kids movie. So,
exactly.
That's some shit.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Kids movie. But it's great when you have a girlfriend that's like bout it. It's like, it's great. Yeah. Anybody that can tolerate my presence in like a sexual like
I think the same thing about you.
Yeah.
Of course.
But she's a great girl. She just recently got a job. She got a job at a Montessori school. So she's a good girl.
You know what you need there? You need a Miami Boston's flag or something in the back there.
I don't really like them.
You don't really like them?
Mm-mm.
What? Why?
I'm over it.
You're over it. Oh,
Yeah.
I love the Bostons.
I hate the Boston's. I don't like the Dropkick Murphys.
I mean, I don't like the Dropkick Murphys that much, but I mean, I like
Yeah.
the Boston's.
Yeah. I don't really like ska.
You don't like you don't like ska?
Some of it
What do you
I
think?
can listen to, but
What do you think of Incubi? You like Incubi still?
is that the
That's like
pronoun
double
for Incubus?
Incubus. Yeah.
I liked their when they were good, like that Science album and Enjoy Incubus. That stuff was good, but
Solid
now
album.
I don't like them. They're a bunch of pussies.
Yowzers.
Brandon
Hot
Boyd
take.
is a fucking homo.
Hot take. That's even a hot taker.
What? What do you
That's it.
want me to say? He's the kind of person that enjoys sex with the same gender.
I mean, I guess I just asked if you liked Incubus.
He's a fucking homo.
Okay. All right. Did you take your mean pills?
He sits. You know they have like a little secret crawl space they all sit in together and burn like sage. Give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
I didn't take my mean pills today, no, but I did have to take. You know that I'm on steroids for my allergies, right?
So this is steroid down coming out here.
I have to inject a cortisone shot into my ass every day,
In your ass?
and I have to take Zyrtec, and I have to do Flonase.
That sounds terrible.
Well, in my ass, like in the.
Not like in the
Yeah, I don't like spread my butthole open. And
Let's stick the needle in.
yeah, it sucks. So sometimes, like after I do it, the injection point is like sore, so I have to sit like weirdly.
I noticed you were sitting weirdly earlier. I just thought that was your demeanor.
No, that's my the injection point stiffness.
That's my sciatica. That's my sciatica.
That's my sciatica, exactly.
I got gonorrhea from chlamydia.
Well, we need to do this again.
Call back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So we're gonna call it a night, but this has been a lot of fun. And next week what are you playing?
Playing that song again.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Spirit in the Sky.
No, it's Booker T in the MGs.
Oh yeah. So we'll let you know. I'll let the listeners know the next time we're gonna do this, but I will be in touch, all right, my friend?
Peace.
Good night, Austin,
Peace.
Texas, wherever you are. I don't even know
No, I'm not playing music.